Hey guys, what's up? Today I want to tell you a little story. It's on the subject of haggling. Now, I've been living in Southeast Asia for on and off about 2 years now. So this is kind of a place where, they kind of invite haggling. They're kind of okay with it. You can do it here. But I've never really been that comfortable with it. I'm not the best haggler. If I really, really don't want something, then usually I can get the price down on something. But if I actually want to buy something, then I'm usually not very good with haggling, just because I'm kind of uncomfortable with it, and it goes against a lot of what I believe in. And when I see someone else haggling, I just think call me judgmental, but I just think you've just spent 10 minutes arguing with this person over an amount of money that probably would have taken you half that time to earn if you'd been working. Um, but is probably like half their daily wage. If I know I'm being ripped off, then yeah, I will haggle. But generally, I'm not really comfortable doing it. But I want to tell you a story about my scooter. Now, I managed to get a fairly decent deal on my scooter just because. But I just said, hey, look, my friend managed to get a scooter for 3 weeks for 500 rupiah. If you can give me the same deal, then I'll rent it from you. Otherwise, I'll go to the same place that he went to. And it was true. I didn't just make it up just to manipulate the guy. It was actually true. So he gave me the same deal. So yeah, that was great, and I didn't try and haggle him anymore. I maintained my business relationship with him. I kept extending the hire of the scooter, and then when I went to Bangkok for a week, I came back and got another scooter from him. And then, for example, one day I got a puncture in my scooter on the way to the airport, and I had to leave the scooter at the airport, call him up and say, hey, my tyre's completely flat and the scooter is at the airport. So he gave me a new scooter and went with his friend to go and pick up the scooter with the puncture in the tyre. I gave him some money to repair the puncture, and then he said, if you can also give us some money for doing the journey all the way there. And I said, well, how much? And he said, well, it's up to you, however you feel. So I gave him 100 rupiah, which is actually probably, it's actually more than what a lot of people here earn in a day. I think the standard sort of minimum wage that like a painter decorator would get here in Indonesia and Bali is about 70,000 a day. So 100,000 he was quite happy with. For me, it's no big deal. It's £5. It's how much I would have paid for a taxi, and he's got to get it for me. So yeah, I had my scooter paid up until the 3rd of this month, and then I had to go to Lombok on a job, and I wasn't able to go to the scooter shop and say, hey, I want to extend, and here's the rest of the money, and this is the date I want to extend to. So when I got back, which was the other day, the 9th, he was just like, hey, do you want to extend? Like, you owe me some money. And I was like, yeah, of course, here you go. He said, how long do you want to extend for? And because he wanted to know whether to charge me the daily rate, which is higher, or whether the monthly rate with the discount. So let me just book my flight and I'll get back to you, but I'll pay you up until today now. So I paid him for 1 week up front, according to the discounted rate. No. I paid him for 1 week up front according to the daily rate. And then I said, whatever is the difference, I'll just give you when I know when my flight is. So the next day, when I found out when my flight was, I told him, okay, so this is my flight. And he goes, okay, 20 days. So do you want the daily rate or do you want to pay for a full month? And I was just like, well, I only want it for 20 days. So if you could give me like the full month with a discount, that would be great. So, I was doing a little bit of haggling, but not too aggressive. And he goes, oh, I don't know. Like, I've already given you quite a bit of a discount. So if you just give me a month, that's still much cheaper than if you get the daily rate for 20 days. So I was just like, really? That's the best you can do? Okay, fine. So then the monthly rate was like 600 rupiah. So I put my money on the table, 600 rupiah. Wasn't going to fight with him, wasn't going to argue with him. I was just like, 100 rupiah here or there is not really going to make that much difference to me. It's fucking £5. I can earn that money in a short space of time. But for him, it's more than a day's wage. And then he kind of went, I should have actually thought to myself, I've already just paid you like for a week at the daily rate and you should just be working out the difference. And then he kind of when I did that, he kind of realised what he'd done, that he'd ripped me off, and I wasn't like arguing about it, and I was quite happy to pay him the money. Like, yeah, it was stupid of me, but I didn't really think about it. I just get a bit embarrassed talking about money sometimes. I guess it's quite easy to rip me off, maybe. But then he goes, oh, no, 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 actually, because you've already paid for like 1 week, you've already paid half of the monthly rate already. Sorry, take your money back. He gave me 300 rupiah back. And he said, just pay me this money and then we're fine. And then I was just like, oh, what a nice guy. And it just made me realise, like, if you're honest with people and you're not trying to rip them off, they'll be honest with you and they won't try and rip you off. I mean, it just sounds so obvious. I mean, obviously, yeah, some people will, see your kindness and, confuse it for weakness and take advantage of you. But I'd like to think if you're nice to most people, they'll be nice back to you and they'll do the right thing. And if they don't, it's on them. Like, if he ripped me off, it wouldn't have been really that much skin off my nose. I would have been £10 poorer, which here in Bali is like 2 days accommodation. But, if he had ripped me off, then it would have been his bad karma. And, he'd have to live with that. So, yeah, the moral of the story is kindness and honesty is repaid in kind. Anyway, hope you liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And if you really like this, then share it with your friends and your network. I'd really appreciate it. And thanks for watching. See you later. Bye.